Now, it's called the Smart Mind Show for a reason. So we're going to go into a little bit of smart mind stuff right here, and it's called Yamanaka Factors. Okay, Yamanaka Factors are four transcription factor proteins, and when they're introduced into a regular cell, regular human cell, that's what they call it differentiated, or it's actually made into a cell that has one singular purpose. This Yamanaka factor, these transcription factors, can take that cell from its specific purpose back to a what they call pluripotent. So that means it can go into many different types of cells, and so you can change it into a different type of cell type, right? That's the idea. So we're going to take our regular cell, we're going to put it back to the cell that can change into many different types, and then we're going to put it into whatever type we want it to be at, right? So specifically, what they've done now is they've hooked this kind of thing up with AI. They've hooked this kind of thing up with AI, and then now it is possible for them to make cells younger. So basically, the point of this part is basically what are the implications for that, right? So I'm not really going to go into the deep dive of what each of these proteins are specifically do. I'm just going to go into kind of like what's the applications for this stuff, and then what's the long term effects of stuff like this, right? So we got 8 billion people, on the planet. We got a rising population that is not necessarily having as many children. So obviously, people are thinking about population collapse, right? We're actually not, but if you can make people live longer, then you're not going to actually have population collapse, right? So what the number one application for stuff like this is what's called regenerative medicine, making new tissues, making new organs. So your heart blows up in your chest, you just give yourself a new heart. That's your own heart. Obviously anti-aging, so if you can make your cells younger, that type of stuff. So imagine just going into the doctor, taking a shot, and you come out, you instead of being 65, you're now 25 again, type deal. That's kind of where you're heading with that kind of stuff, right? So, and then imagine instead of living to be 100, you live to be 900 or something like that, because you can reprogram your old cells into young cells.